going on, everyone? So guess what? Today we got a brand new, right, not even in the store yet, Ridgid 10-inch sliding double bevel miter saw. We're gonna check this out. Model number, by the way, R4210. All right, so here's the deal. This is the newest addition to Ridgid's miter saw lineup, right? I get a lot of comments saying, hey, what's some of the latest and greatest saws that are coming out to the market? And Ridgid was nice enough to send this over. Today is December 19th, I think, 2017. And this should be out on the market within the next week or two. And just to let you know, I've had a Ridgid 12-inch miter saw for the past 5 years. Now, I bought this thing before I started doing reviews, and I have beat the crap out of this thing. You know, building decks and sheds and garages and stuff around the house, and then going to my buddies' houses, you know, some of them flip houses. We use the saws over there, you know, building their sheds and their decks and playgrounds and all that good stuff. So when I was starting to go through this saw, I noticed a lot of upgrades that the older model that's not even out on the market anymore didn't have, right? So I'm excited about showing you some of this. We're gonna cut some wood, but I wanna show you some of the upgrades they made to these saws to just make life a whole lot easier when you're actually on the job site. So let's start looking around this thing here and start going over some of the features of it, and then we'll start chopping and cutting and ripping and all that fun stuff, right? So let's start that now. All right, so just real quick, this thing only took about, I don't know, 5 minutes to put together. You get a blade with this, and you get the 10-inch blade. It's a Ridgid, and it's a 5/8 inch arbor with 40 carbide teeth. And I've used these blades on my other miter saws, never had an issue ever with them. And what I really like about these Ridgid saws, they always find these really cool areas to put these wrenches. They always include a wrench with their saw. So if you look at the Tru-Cool saw that we did, the rear handle, they have one just like that, but they put these in areas so you don't have to go out and get another tool or, you know, buy another tool or a hex wrench or whatever. They have them, they actually come with the saw, and they find these little areas, and this one happens to be on the handle, which I'll show you later. But you can actually take this out like that and then change the blade or put the blade on it and just slide that back in. So I just wanted to point that out. I thought that was really cool. They do that on a lot of their saws. So that's basically it. All you had to do was install the miter fences, which is really simple, and the blade, and you were done. That's 5 minutes, so not a lot of time at all. All right, let's take a look at the slide real quick. Really simple to do. All you gotta do is loosen this bad boy up right here, and then it slides. And it's nice and smooth, no issue at all. And then if you want to lock that in a certain position, just come back over here and tighten it up. Now, what's really cool about this is they actually have a base crown setting, right? So you just push this up here and you got to stop. Now look at that. So that's pretty cool. So that's just one of the cool little features that they added to this. You just bring that back down, slide it to where you want it, right? And then just lock it back up again. That's it. All right, so as far as the miter fences go, this is one of the things you're gonna have to install, but it's extremely easy. And the one thing I always liked about my other miter was you can actually slide these back instead of just having to take them off completely. So you can actually put that in position. If you're cutting a 4x4, you can slide that back to where you need it, and then all you have to do is come over here and then tighten it down where you want it. So move that back here. Just tighten that. And then that's not going anywhere. So I always really like the fact that you can slide these out on both sides, right? Instead of having to take them off completely if you didn't want them. So I really like this as well. So another improvement that I noticed on this saw was this handle here. And I really like this because on my other miter saw, when I go to lift that, right, and this is about 55 pounds, the other one's a lot heavier. But when I go to lift it, I either have to grab it from the back and then the front, right? Or I grab it by the bars, which has a lubrication on there, and you get it all over your hands. So Ridgid had come out with this handle system here, which is really nice because now I can grab this with one hand and then grab the front with the other hand and then just lift like that. It makes it a lot more comfortable, a lot easier to actually lift that up. So this is a nice addition on this saw. All right, let's take a look at the bevel, right? So you have a couple different options here. You can go with the positive stop, or you can just go freehand. Right here's your locking knob. So you're gonna come down and crank this down if you don't want this to go anywhere. But if you wanna do a bevel, right? And this is a double bevel, so you can go left or right, doesn't matter. You loosen this up, and here is your release. Now, this is in the back. I'm used to them being in the front, so you will have to come behind the saw to loosen this up or make the adjustment, or you can just do a reach around. But if I wanted to do just a free motion, left and right, and I'll show you this in the front, you know, how easy it moves, but I'm gonna bring this all the way over. Now I can move this left or right, whichever way I wanna go. But say I want a positive stop, right? So right now, I wanna go back to the 0. I'm at 15 degrees. We'll bring this to 0. I'm just gonna bring this back over, and it'll lock it automatically. So now if I want to bring it down to another setting, I would just release that and I would let it go, and it'll bring it down to the 15 degrees. So it's really simple to use, and now that I'm at the 15 degrees, I'm just going to tighten this back down, and it's not going to go anywhere. So that is how you would use the bevel. Now just to show you how easy this is to move, and I'll do it from the front here, I'm just going to come back here, loosen that up. I'm going to flip that switch. And it's really simple to move back and forth. And you got 45 degrees on each side. So a really simple system there. Not too bad at all. You do have to reach in the back a little bit. You know, it's not up front, but because this is a smaller area, it's probably a good idea that they put that back there like that. All right, 2 more cool features that I like about this. I just think the engineering on this is pretty wild. Let's take a look at this. So depth adjustment, right? If I want to adjust a certain depth where I don't want to cut anymore, I can pull this little lever out, and now I can adjust here. You can see this nut right here. You can adjust that, and now this will come down and actually hit that, and it'll prevent you from going any deeper, right? So that's a depth adjustment right there. I thought that was really cool. The other thing that I think is really cool about this, on a lot of the other saws that I have, there's a mechanism where, you know, if I want to bring this down, I don't want the kids to get involved with this here, right? What I would have to do is pull something out, flip it, switch it over, and this, that, and every other thing. What Ridgid did here is added this simple pin, right? So if I want to lock this from the kids not being able to get in, there's a little notch right here. And all you're going to do, you can pull this out and it releases it, right? If I want to lock this up so nobody can get in, you see that notch right here? I'm going to push this down. All I'm going to do is push that pin in, and that's it. It locks it. I think it's really cool. I like that. I think it's really simple. Now if I want to release it again, I just push down a little bit, pull that pin out, boom, it comes right back up. Once again, down, boom, it's locked. So I just think that's really, really cool. I think that's really good engineering right there. All right, a couple other things I'm going to show you, and then we're going to start cutting here. What I really like they did here is a lot of the times, you know, these saws are going to have a safety button right here so it doesn't accidentally start up. Check out where Ridgid put theirs, right here. So now I can get in here instead of having to fumble around on the sides. All I got to do is push that over, push it over and pull in, and now it's ready to go. So I like that positioning where they put that, right? So you just push in and you're good. I like that. And you can lock this out if you needed to. You know, in the world of safety, you can put a lock there so nobody can turn this on accidentally. And I actually do that in my garage so the kids can't come up and play with this. But yeah, I really like that. So just real quick here, look at the different degrees here. So you got your standard 45 degree miter, right? Check this out on this side. 70 freaking degrees, man. 70 degrees. Let me say that one more time. 70 degrees. Right? I think that is like the most I've ever seen on a miter saw. It's crazy, 70 degrees. That's awesome. So I really, really like that. And just so you know, these actually come out, by the way. So if you're cutting larger boards, you have some blocks here. They just add so many features to this thing. It's awesome. Look at that. You can bring that in. You can bring that out if you want. Check that out. That's pretty awesome. You know, I like that. So we're actually going to show you how you can make the different miters, right? And this is really cool here as well. So let me set this up on my tripod. We will go over this real quick. All right, so check this out. If I want to make different cuts, right? Come over here, I'm going to push this button down, and I can go, and it's going to go positive stop, okay? So push this button down, positive stop. Push that button down, positive stop. Now, if I wanted to be able to adjust this without the all right, just 2 other cool things I want to show you here real quick. Check out the guard. Check out the wheels, right? So you're going to come down, and now instead of just dragging that, you got those wheels right there, right? Pretty awesome. So just the little things like this I love. Now with all the great that comes with this saw, there's one negative that I found on this entire thing so far, right? And we'll, like I said, we'll look at the dust collecting, we'll cut all that stuff up and we'll go from there. But there is one negative that I found. It is the clamp, right? Now on my other rigid saws, their clamping mechanisms are really cool where you can just hit a button, this thing drops, right? And you're good to go. You're positioned where you can actually clamp that down, and if you wanted to adjust it, you just hit that button, lift up on a little bit, and then tighten it down again. This right here, the only thing you're able to do is spin it, right? So if you're trying to clamp it down, which I don't use this that much to tell you the truth anyway, but if you're trying to clamp a piece of wood, you're gonna have to manually adjust this all the way down. So that's a little bit of a negative. I'm not real fond of the clamp here. But you can put this on either side, and I'll show you when I'm cutting. But you can put that on either side of the fence, and it goes in right there. Not a real big fan of the clamp though. And now the fun begins. So we're gonna start cutting, right? But I'm gonna show you this here. 4,500 RPM, yes. And it is 15 amp motor, yes. 120 volt. So I'm just gonna show you how this sounds starting up. This thing actually has a kick to it. Watch it jump when I hit that start button. It's a powerful motor, man. Powerful. All right, let's do some wood cutting here. All right, I got this on the 0 degree here. I'm gonna walk this bad boy down. We're gonna go 2x4 first. This clamp, so again, you can move it over here if you want. You have to bring it down like this. I don't really use these all that much, but that's how you would do it if you're going to use that. So let me get this out of the way here. All right, 2x4. That was no issue. And that's really smooth, man. Look at that. That's a nice smooth cut. I didn't even feel that going through. It's pretty amazing, actually. That's a nice cut. That blade's sharp. I always use the rigid blades with my other miters and never had any issues with them. I like that. All right, so right now we're gonna go with a couple 45-degree bevels. Yeah, they line up real nice. It's a real nice smooth cut. Let's make a couple more. Yeah, it's a nice smooth cut, man. Real nice. I'm happy. All right, let's make the 70 degrees here. So, FYI, this has to be out. This has to be out. So the fence and the stand has to be adjusted so you can get that 70 degrees. So, let's see how this bad boy works. It's gonna be like an awkward position here. I don't want to get in the camera's way. All right, let's check it out. Never made a 70-degree cut. It's nice. That's pretty awesome. That is very cool, actually. So there you go. Here's your 70-degree cut right there. And FYI, you know, Ridgid, their dust collecting systems were never all that great, but they revamped this, and I can tell you, I got a lot less sawdust than I usually have. So I'm liking this new design. We'll open up the bag real quick and we'll see what's in there. So here's the deal. I don't know how well you can see in here, but Dust collecting system's a huge improvement over the older styles. I'm getting a lot of it on the floor just from dropping it, but so this is a lot better than what they used to have. It collects a lot better. And here you can see over here, this is where you can hook a sweeper up or a back or something, shoots that out. But yeah, definitely an improvement over the dust collecting system. A lot happier with that. So yeah, it's good. That's a nice big bag too. So good stuff. So one other really cool feature about this, check out the LED light. I mean, that thing's pretty bright. And I mean, there's one LED light up inside. You can see here it lights up the area real nice and bright. Let's bring this guard back a little bit. There you go. That's where it's coming from up there, up inside the saw blade. No laser cut line on this, but LED light, pretty bright. It's nice. I like that. So very cool. All right, so here's the dealio, right? The saw is beast. You know, it's huge improvements on this thing. I mean, just all the different adjustments on here. You know, the fences, the 70-degree miters. You know, the bevel's real easy. All the positive stops. Dust collector bag, big, huge improvement over the last models that I've used. Really good job on that. I think the light's really cool. It's actually really bright. I just really like the features. I think everything's very smooth on this. Like I said, the 70-degree cut on this, I mean, come on. I've never seen anything like that before, so that's pretty wild. The only thing I don't like about this is, like I mentioned, the clamp. But I don't really use the clamp all that much anyway, so it's not that big of a deal to me. But yeah, it's powerful. You can see when you hit that button, that thing jumps, man. That thing just wants to go, wants to eat that wood. It's hungry. So I'm impressed. This is brand new. This is coming out in like a week or two. So I'll put the link below when it comes out. I'm guessing, like I said, probably about a week or two. And the stand, I'll put the stand information. If you're looking to get the stand, you can use the Ridgid universal stand that they have out now. I'll put the model number down, and I'll see if I can get the link and put that down there as well. But yeah, really good job. I appreciate it, Ridgid, for sending this out and letting us take a look. And you know, if you guys like this video, thumbs up, subscribe. Check us out at www.toolreviewzone.com. I'm going to write something up on this. And yeah, I'm giving it a 5-star. This thing's pretty beast. It's pretty awesome. So, all right, guys, we'll be back with more reviews later.